Hi guys, how you doing? It's Nicole here. Just jumping on here really quick. Wanted to say thank you very much to each and every single one of you guys who keep coming back time after time after time for all of your messages, all of your comments, all of your love. It is truly appreciated. And please know I don't take it for granted. I watch all of your guys' videos, and again, I just don't really comment a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot to say. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're a new subscriber, I'm just going to go over kind of what's going on. Sorry if it's the first time you're here. This typically isn't how I like to video, but it is my life, and this is the stuff that I'm dealing with. And it's really hard. Many of you guys know that I lost my cat. My cat was 15 years old. We took him to the vet on March 7th because he was having some slobbering, but it wasn't really bad, but and all of a sudden his mouth was kind of smelling too, and I thought, well, that's really weird, like something's not right. And I knew that I didn't want to leave it until Monday because that's cruel. I phoned our 24-hour clinic at about 8:30, and they said, yeah, come in at 11, we'll have an opening 11 p.m. So I said, sure. So I just kind of laid beside him and, you know, was loving him up and telling him to be okay. And then we packed him in the car. And on the way there, he was crying the whole time. He was really unsettled. And I was trying to, you know, tell him, it's okay, buddy. Like, we're going to get you done and we're going to be good to go and we're going to go home. So we get there. And I don't know, the minute I walked in that place, I knew that we didn't go to the right place, but it was the only place because it was the middle of the night and there is no other places. So we went in, well, they took him in without us, and then they brought him back out to me, and they said he didn't have a fever, blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as room came available, we would go in. So that was fine. We sat there, we went in the room, and the vet came in, and my cat started hissing and like growling and being like really, really not very nice to him. And I thought, Teddy, come on, like he's just gonna help you, right? Like, but he did not like him. It did not matter. Anyway, he said that he had an infection in his mouth, and he gave him a shot of some painkiller, and he gave me a prescription for to give him tablets by mouth, which I said, like, how am I gonna do that? Like, cats are hard to do that too, and especially if they have an infection in their tooth, right? Like, let's be honest. And so he was really good that night. Everything was great. And then we woke up Sunday, and then he didn't want to take the pill, but we forced him, which I feel bad to this, you know, right now, but we forced him to take it, and he didn't tolerate it very well. So we, the next one, we crushed it up and put it in his food. And he ate that one, and there was no problems. And then Monday, we tried to give him his pill, and he wouldn't take it. Would not take it. So then I crushed it up, put it in his thing. He ate every single piece of food except for those pieces of food. And I said, I'm not going to do that to him anymore. I don't want to pry his mouth open. Like, I don't want to do that. It's uncomfortable, and I know when I have a toothache, there's no freaking way someone's putting something in my mouth. But he was doing good. He was doing so good. So on Monday, my husband went to work, and my daughter went to work, and me and Teddy were just home by ourselves, like always. And it was such a good night. He stayed beside me all night. He'd get up and go eat. I'd feed him whenever he was hungry. And then he'd come back and he'd bath a bit, and then he'd purr, and then he'd sleep, and then just kind of kept doing that all night. He didn't leave my side, really. And then my daughter got home at about 11:30-ish that night, 12. And, we noticed he was slobbering a little bit more, and then she looked over at him and she said, Mama, looks like he had a stroke, like his mouth is, like, not lined up. Like, oh my god, like, what the hell? And he was, like, normal, right? So I just kept wiping the saliva, but I could see that, like, his jaw was, like, off to the side. And I knew that wasn't right, but I didn't want to go back to that same place because they're assholes. I opted just to stay up with him all night, and then we would go in the morning to, like, our bed. It was such a rough night. He was so restless. We just kept trying to wipe the slobber with the blood in it because it was pissing him off, because he couldn't get it off of himself, right? So we just kept doing it for him. And then he didn't want to eat anymore, which, or like whatever, his mouth was probably really bugging him. Because my daughter and me, we just took turns taking care of him that night. And then I finally got him to sleep, and he was sleeping, so I went upstairs and slept for a little bit, and then I woke up, and I came down the stairs, and he meowed at me, and I could see that his mouth was still sideways, and he had the blood or whatever. So I told my husband, okay, let's go take him in, you know, let's go take him in and get him fixed up. So we got up, I got dressed. He wanted to eat, and to this day that bugged me because I didn't let him, but I thought it was his mouth. And I was honestly thinking it was his mouth, and that we were going to pay out our ass to get dental work done on him. And I knew that they would have to sedate him, and I was scared that he would choke. So I didn't feed him. Anyway, I'm the type of person that when I have an appointment or a doctor's appointment or something, I do it myself. Because my husband doesn't want to. It's just kind of the way that I am. I'm very independent. I lost my mom when I was 18 and my dad when I was 22. And you just learn how to do things for yourself. So we went into the vet or whatever, and we were sitting there, and my husband was holding him, and then he gave him to me. And then they called our names. So my husband gave him a kiss and said, "See you in a bit, buddy." And then I went in the room with her. And she's such a nice lady. And like Teddy didn't argue, he didn't fight, he didn't do anything. And I just said what had happened at the 24-hour. And she said, well, they should have never ever gave him tablets to begin with. There is a medication that, needles that you can give them for it. I said, well, they didn't offer that. I would have paid for it. Anyway, and so she weighed him, and he had lost some weight. And then shook his temperature, and he didn't have a temperature, so I thought, well, that's good, you know. Usually if you have an infection, you'll have a fever, right? So I said, well, I'd just like you to check it out and tell me exactly what it is, but I know that he's restless, so like, I'll pay to get him sedated just so that you can do that, so it's not, you know, awkward for him. And she said, okay. So she went and got the stuff, you know, to give him to relax, and I was holding him and loving him and kissing him, and he was purring. And then she gave it to him, and he was still okay, and then it was time to go, so I gave him a kiss, and I told him I loved him. And she said it takes about 20 minutes for the medicine to kick in, and then she would do it. So probably within an hour, you know, come back that way. And it was, I don't know, not even a half an hour later, and she called me, and she asked if I'd come back, and I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know what. So we went back there, and I go to walk by, and there's Kleenex, like, on the side. And I just grabbed some. And then I walked in the room, and I started freaking out. And she said, I wish I had some good news for you, but I don't. I'm so sorry. And I said, I just had to sit down because I couldn't believe what was happening. So what had happened was, and it happens in cats a lot, and most people don't even know about it, but he had cancer in his mouth. And it's very common in cats. I had no clue. And it's very aggressive, and it grows very fast, and it takes them very quickly. And that's exactly what it did. It was so big when we got there that it was actually pushing his jaw to the side. And if it would have kept going, it would have ended up just breaking his jaw. But she told me that if I wanted to take him home, I could, and she would give me some medication for him, and it would keep him comfortable, but he wouldn't be able to do anything. And I said, absolutely not. That's not a way to live. And then she told me it was the best gift that I could give to him. But I didn't feel that it was. I felt like I was choosing to end his life. I know that it's the best thing for him, but unless you've ever had to make that decision, it's awful, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. So I told her that I needed to go talk to my husband, so I went out to the truck, and as soon as I hit the truck, it just collapsed. And then I called my daughter at home, and I told her that she needed to come and say her goodbyes, and then I was like, fuck, I probably shouldn't have told her that. I should have just told her to come. So then I offered to go and get her, but she said no, she would drive. So I called my son, and my son came, and then, I went back in the room, and I told her that I just called my family, so they're gonna come, so she said that she would bring them to me. So when they brought him in the room, I was by myself, and they laid him on the bed, and, he heard my voice, and he kind of lifted his whole head up for, like, maybe 2 seconds, if that, and put it right back down. So I didn't lay on the bed with him, but I laid, like, my head and my chest down onto him, and I was kissing him, telling him I loved him. And then I was sorry I couldn't bring him home. And then my daughter came. And she was kissing and talking to him, and then my son came in, and he was doing the same. And he was just kind of laying there limp, nothing really. He'd still move his eyes, but they were so glossy, it was so scary. And then, my husband came in, and when Teddy heard his voice, he moved his head over, and you could see he's trying to open his eyes bigger, and tears were coming down. It was the most beautiful thing to see. To see the love of an animal and a person. He appreciated my husband so much. My husband was the person who always made sure he was fed, always cleaned his litter box. Whenever he needed something, my husband would be there for him. And it was just so beautiful. And I'm so glad that he got that. So they said their goodbyes. And then my daughter and me decided that we were going to stay because nobody or no animal or nothing should have to go alone. They should know that people love them and care for them, and they're there. So they came in with, like, the clippers to, like, shave his little arm. When they did that, he kind of jumped, and I was kind of freaking out, because I was like, holy shit, like, what are you guys doing? You told me that he's, like, sedated, and they said that he is, but it's just normal for that to happen. And then while they were, like, shaving his little arm, he was growling, and then the lady was trying to tell me, oh, he doesn't want to be touched in the head. I was like, you know what, screw you, I know what my cat wants. I've had him for 15 years, so don't tell me what he wants, what he doesn't want. He knew what was going on. So while they were putting the needle in, I just laid my head beside him as close as I could. And I told him that I was sorry that I wasn't able to bring him home. And that I loved him, and we would miss him forever. And as I was kissing his head, he just slipped away from me. So peaceful. And it was beautiful, but I was heartbroken. I never anticipated that I'd be walking out there without him in my arms. I feel so cheated, and I know that I'm not, because I got 15 years and a lot of people don't even get that, but it's not what I expected. I expected to take him there like I had any other time and bring him back home. So after he was gone, Me and my daughter gave him a kiss, and we told him we loved him. And stupid me, I had to put my hand on his chest to see if he was still breathing, because I did that all the time, because he was an older cat. And I would do it all the time when he laid beside me, because he'd freak me out. But this time it wasn't moving, and I should have probably did that, but... I did. So, after we left, my husband came home, which was maybe not the best thing to do, because all his stuff was still here where it was left, but I needed to clean it up, because I didn't want to leave it out for my daughter to have to do that. I mean, the blanket that he was sleeping on, the stuff had blood on it, so, I went downstairs, and I picked up all his bowls, and his bowl of water, and all the blankets that she had given him over the past couple days, and put them all in a garbage bag. And then his food we put into a container, and we were giving that to our son's cat. And then we had just bought a new cat litter box that was here, or cat litter container that was here, so I didn't want to leave it in the house, so I took that out. And then same with this dish, so we just kind of wiped out the chair that he sat in, like all of that kind of stuff. We just kind of got rid of all of that, and that was that. And then it's been so hard. It's been so hard, but I mean, I have such loving, amazing people in my life that make it a little bit easier each day, right? But I'm pissed off because of stupid freaking COVID-19 bullshit that people can't get under control means that my cat is stuck at the Humane Society and I can't even go and pick him up. And I promised I would bring him here before we moved, and we are moving next Monday, and that's not going to happen. We picked an urn, so I will attach a photo in here of the urn that we picked out for him. My daughter did. I had said that I was going to go and get a tattoo of my cat. Well, I went in there last Wednesday, and the guy's like, well, I actually have an opening for tomorrow, which would have been Thursday, and would you want that? And I said, absolutely. I want this on my arm as fast as I can because I want to be able to look at it. So I went there on Thursday, and it was probably there for 6 to 7 hours. Like, it was a long time. But I did all the black and all the shading, and it's hard. It's really hard coloring to do for black because he's a black cat. So there's lots of shading you have to do so it doesn't look like it's just a big blob of black. And then I need to go back and I need to get the white done. And I need to get the green eyes done on it. But again, because it's people's lack of caring and being responsible, I can't get that done now until after all of this stuff is done, because everything is closed, and now all the people that were booked now have to get done, so I'm not going to have my complete tattoo until probably this time next year, let's be honest. But whatever, the tattoo portion of it that I got looks like my cat, and everybody is totally amazed with it, and I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy that I have it because I can look down at any time and I can see my boy, and that makes me really happy. I'll show you a picture, but it looks really awful because we're on day 4, and day 4 is peeling, and yeah, it's looking pretty ugly. That's good. That's what we want. We want it to peel off so that, you know, the new color comes down. It looks really scary. I was like, oh my god, that's ugly now. I'll put a picture up here of the tattoo itself, and then a picture beside it, kind of like of my tattoo. So I won't be able to go back and get that done for however long until all this stuff, you know, gets worked out and we can move forward. This whole COVID thing pisses me off to no end because it could have been curbed if proper etiquette would have been followed by people who knew that they were either infected or were in places that were affected, but didn't care enough to self-isolate themselves. Or it's so frustrating to me. It sucks that everybody is in a panic about something that common sense tells you, no matter where you live in this world, it's going to come to you. Like, let's be honest, who in their right mind sat back and think that your place was not going to get it? If you did, then I'm sorry, but I didn't. I said from day one, the very first time I heard about this damn bullshit in China, that what is our government going to do for us? Because close the damn borders, stop bringing people back. Sorry, I'm just going to leave it at that, because it irritates the shit out of me. I hate that you can't go into a store without being, like, judged and looked at and like, oh my god, you're out. You know what? I should probably be worried about it because I do have a compromised immune system, so that would probably be the smartest thing for me. But you know what? The sickness has took enough away from me that I'm not allowing anything else to take anything away from me. There's shit that I have to deal with on a daily basis. My sickness has rubbed so much in my life. So if I want to go and I want to get a cheeseburger, hell, I'm going and I'm going to get a cheeseburger, right? I would just want my cat. That's all I want. I just want to be able to pick my cat up. Unreal. I'm sorry. I hate that I'm angry. But I know it's a part of grieving. But I'm not that person. I always look for the best in people. I always try and do things nice for people. But I just want to sit in my bubble. Because I'm angry. And it comes across as mean and I hate it. I know that time heals all wounds, and I can't wait for that time to come because I want it to be healed so I can go back to who I am instead of being this person that's right here. Anyway, I'm still working on the blanket for my daughter. I have everything done. I just need to stitch it together. But after I got my tattoo, I really wasn't working on this that much. And it's not that it hurt. It's just a lot of moving my arm to sew and stuff. So I've started a new bag that's sitting over there. I can't seem to just work on one thing and be, you know, satisfied with that one thing. I have to start new things and then I just don't even do them. So, yeah, this is my newest one that I just started. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. This is rough. I didn't... Anyway. It is the Coastal Cotton. 240 yards, 3.5 ounces, 187 meters, 100 grams. The color is purple. Mauve. It's a 4 and use a 5.5 millimeter hook. So it's kind of blue. No, it's dark. Way darker than that. It's pretty dark anyway, but I just started it before I did this one. So it's going to be a cardigan for myself. If I can, you know, if I can actually do it and commit to it and keep on track of it. Another thing, because of, you know, surgeries being canceled and stuff, well, I was sitting at 8 months, and now I'm probably sitting at 18 months to be able to have my surgery, which sucks because I'm falling all the time. I'm in my early 40s. I mean, Jesus Christ, I should be able to stand up. But I'm breathing, and I should just be happy with that. And I've got good people in my life, and I should be happy with that. It's just everything frustrates me. Everything. And I hate it. So we've been packing, and purging and donating so much. We are moving. We get our keys next Monday. And then our furniture gets delivered on Tuesday. And then our alarm company comes in on Wednesday. And then we'll be moving. in there and staying there. So I'm happy with that because it's going to be a new start. But it's just leaving everything behind that is hard because there's so many memories. Okay, I'm going to just leave it at this because this is ridiculous. You guys don't need to put up with this. But I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. One of these days I'll get back to normal and I will be able to do normal videos. My goal is to get to 1,000 and it's nothing to do with money. I just want to be able to go live for nights like this when I'm at home alone because my husband's at work, my daughter's at work, so I'm here by myself and I find myself struggling because I'm alone and I wouldn't be alone if my cat was here. And I know that sounds silly to some people, but it's the truth. So my goal is to get to 1,000 as fast as I can so that I can start doing live, so that maybe instead of sitting here and being mad and angry and frustrated, maybe I can go and talk to people and change that all the way around. I know that things will get better. Believe me, I know that. I just am running out of time. I don't want it to keep going like this. And it's hard. And anyway, I appreciate you guys all so much. So thank you very much. And you guys take care until next time. I love you. Bye.